female genital mutilation and cutting, the Detroit case that actually, where the federal government lost the case because the law was 20 years old, and et cetera, et cetera. I'd like to know, will you be able to make a statement against FGM? Because that's an issue in Detroit. It would be really powerful if the two Muslim congresswomen, yourself and Rashida, would make a statement on this issue. Thanks.
Thanks for the question. We'll collect two more and then pitch it back to you all. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Luke Lorenz. I represent Veterans Against Hate. Let me first say, Mr. Khan, your son is an American hero, and anyone who feels otherwise has obviously never served. Since we're lucky enough to have Congresswoman Omar here, I just want to bring up one issue. Ma'am, we have veterans that are being deported, very, very sadly. Would you support legislation that would require the military to ensure that all non-citizens that enlist are guided through the citizenship process so that by the time they leave the military, they are full-fledged, 100% American citizens?
Hello, my name is Amina, and as I was listening to you all, I just have a question for all of you. Well, we were talking about phobias, but how are we going to fight against the phobia that our own Muslim sisters and brothers have against Central American migrants at the border and undocumented immigrants, and how are we going to fight against the internalized racism that you were talking about that Muslims have against themselves and other groups such as Black Lives Matters and the LGBTQI community? Just this past, I know you had walked in a pride parade, Sister Ilhan Omar did, and in our own small community, the Muslims were really upset about it, and there was a few of us that had to fight against it, but these are things that we fight against in our own Muslim community, and I just want all of you to kind of just touch base on how do we do that.
Great question.
Thank you. So this is lightning round, and I know these weren't questions that can be necessarily answered simply, but please go ahead and speak to what you're able, and then I hope that there's opportunity throughout the caucus for conversation, deepening some of these conversations as well.
Thank you. Those were excellent questions. We've proposed few legislation around veterans who've served our country and people who are still active. There has been many cases where people have been deported, and there are, I think, 500 right now in the process of being deported. And so completely support making sure that people who've made that kind of sacrifice for our country are able to stay in our country. And so we're working on that with some of our colleagues who are sponsoring a few bills around that. In regards to the Brunei bill, you can help advocate for it. It doesn't have a lot of support in Congress because there is lots of objection coming from many of the countries that do what the Brunei bill opposes. And many of those countries have lots of friends in Congress. And so it would really be nice if many of you advocated for it and made sure that that bill is a priority. I think when we are talking about defending human rights, we have to do that regardless of where it is. And I feel strongly about what the bill speaks to and its purpose. So I hope you join me in doing that. Your second question is an appalling question because I always feel like there are bills that we vote on, bills we sponsor, many statements we put out, and then we're in a panel like this, and the question is posed, could you and Rashida do this? And it's like, how often should I make a schedule? Like, does this need to be on repeat every 5 minutes? Should I be like, so today I forgot to condemn Al-Qaeda. So here's the Al-Qaeda one. Today I forgot to condemn FGM. So here it goes. Today I forgot to condemn Hamas. So here it goes. Today I forgot, you know, I mean, it is a very frustrating question. It comes up. You can look at my record. I voted 4 bills doing exactly what you're asking me to do. I have put out statements upon statements. There's a bill in Congress. There's a resolution that I am the co-author of that I voted out of the Foreign Affairs Committee. And so I am, I think, quite disgusted, really, to be honest, that as Muslim legislators, we are constantly being asked to waste our time speaking to issues that other people are not asked to speak to, because the assumption exists is that we somehow support and are for, right? You know, there is an assumption. So I want to make sure that the next time someone is in an audience and is looking at me and Rashida and Abdul and Sam, that they ask us the proper questions that they will probably ask any member of Congress.